What's up? It's Marco Sage of Soccer. We just got a huge upset as Morocco moves on to the semifinals of the World Cup. Best performance by an African nation, best performance by a non-European or South American nation since America back in 1930, if that even counts anymore. And man, this game, it was honestly not that great of a game. A really defensive performance with not a lot of real action, but I think Morocco are the deserved winners. They were making the better chance in the first half, and their defending was just so well organized. They kept the Portuguese at bay the entire game, and you have to say, I think that they have shown themselves really well this World Cup. They got out of an extremely tough group with Belgium, Croatia, Canada, then a huge win over Spain, then beat the Iberian neighbors in Portugal, and now they're moving on to the semifinal against either England or France. And just a good goal by Youssef Esnesri, a good cross by Allah into the box. I really think Costa should have done better with that. Okay, I know he's got a lot of potential. I think they threw him in too early. He had a really bad tournament. He was making a ton of mistakes, and it cost Portugal now. But even before that, they were in the first half. Portugal obviously had a lot of the ball, but Morocco were making the better chances. They were getting good shots off. Had a good one off a set piece. They had a really good move beating the Portuguese press. It reminded me of Croatia against Brazil. It's just a really good play. You have to be reminded of how skilled everybody on Morocco is. This like even down to the center backs. Everybody's good on the ball. You have a lot of skilled players in the attack like Ziyech, Boufal as well. Then Hakimi, who's one of the best players in the world at right back, and just overall really solid team. They've done well. And Portugal, on the other hand, it was just a disappointing performance. They really couldn't get any good chances off. I legitimately think Pepe might have been their best attacker today. Like, one of their best moves was when he just advanced from center back, and when he was pushing forward near the end, he almost got a goal. But overall, they were just not making any good chances. I think a João Felix shot that Banu saved was probably their best, but this was just Fernando Santos. His lack of attacking play finally caught up to them. It was just bad going forward. Like, there wasn't really any chance. They weren't trying to dribble past the Moroccan team. They were putting in a lot of crosses, and then he subbed off Guerrero for Cancelo, and Rafael Leo came on as well, which means they had nobody on the left who could put in crosses from that side. But that was their entire tactics. Like, it was just a bad move in the attacking play. I think Leao should have came on. Diego Dallo was not doing well. You could put Cancelo on for him. I understand Cancelo is like limited and he really gets to shine in his Man City system, but he's got an amazing cross on him. Certainly better than Dallo's just missing a ton of them earlier. Like, you could do that, get some stronger attacking players on. Yeah, nothing from Ramos. Ronaldo really didn't get to do much. Had a decent layoff to João Felix, I guess, but I think this just about officially ends his greatest of all time campaign. He'll always have his fans, but I don't think anybody can, unbiasedly argue that he's better than Messi. Like, he's still an amazing player, top 5 of all time, and this might be controversial. I think peak for peak, he's better than Brazilian Ronaldo. People forget just how amazing he was in 2013, 2014. Honestly, 2017 was such an amazing run in the Champions League as well. But, man, he fell off hard. This is probably his last game for Portugal. Goes down as the greatest Portuguese player of all time, even passing the great Eusebio. But, man, past the hurt going out against a Moroccan team that they defended very well, but this is a very beatable Morocco team. And it's hard to see them being able to get past England or France, but it was hard to see them getting past Portugal. Their main problem now is that both of their starting center backs have gotten injured. Saiss and Nagard, with them both down, it's going to be really tough for Morocco to be able to defend for that long again. And their attack really hasn't been great. A 0-0 game against Spain. I think it was 0-0 against Croatia. Got the better of Belgium, but even that game, I think they were scoring off Courtois more mistakes. It's going to be tough to break down a good England team that honestly has a very good chance of being a 0-0 game. And Actually, Hakimi's probably one of the better players in the world at containing Mbappe. He gets to go up against him in training all the time, and he actually has the speed to keep up with them. So, honestly, looking at it, I honestly think this Morocco matches up better against France and England than they do against Portugal. So, I think they have a just as good a chance to advance against them, but they're still going to be the underdogs, obviously. But it's going to be a really interesting game for them. For Portugal, looking to the future, I think things actually look pretty promising. We saw Ramos really get to shine. Bernardo Silva and Bruno Fernandes probably still have a couple of years in them. Then Rafael Leo is only going to get better. We have to remember Diego Jota, who missed this tournament with injury. João Felix. Ruben Diaz is only going to get better. They have a couple of good young center backs coming through. Dallas going to get better. Nuno Mendes might be available next time. Costa's only going to get better. I hope he won't have a performance like this again because he does have a lot of talent with Porto, but man, he was bad today. And I really like Vitinha in midfield. Renato Sanchez is still there. I think there's a lot of good in this Portuguese team. They're going to stay contenders, but not having Ronaldo is going to hurt. Not having that star player who can really turn a game around. It's going to be a different Portugal team, but I think that they might be a little bit better for it after, like, he's obviously been a great player, but they won in 2016 without him. And I think Portugal especially, they're kind of, I think they treat Ronaldo with a sort of reverence that he certainly doesn't deserve anymore. And I think a team looks a little bit better when he's off the field just because you're not trying to really force it into him a lot. But they're still going to miss, like, back in 2014 when he carried the team, or that was 2013, like that game against Zlatan in Sweden, which, no, that was just Ronaldo against Zlatan. Like, let's be real about that. That was such an amazing performance by Ronaldo. Honestly, in Euro 2016, he wasn't doing that great, but really good game against Wales, I think you can say. He got goal and assist there, and it's going to be weird to see Portugal without him, but I think, it's time to go for him. So Morocco, they're certainly the underdogs, but I think they've got a lot of the world's going to be behind them, just rooting for an underdog, especially if they're against like an England or the reigning champions in France. But they're obviously going to be the underdogs. I can't pick them to win. I haven't been too impressed with their attack. With all the injuries they have in defense, it's going to be tough for them, but we'll see. They could very easily come away with a really good performance. And yeah, that's all I talk about. Really look forward to that England-France game. Yeah, see you.